Today I show you how I decorate my donuts in a very simple way, and they become little works of art. If you also want to bake the donuts, then you can find the recipe in any case in the info box. Some time ago, I once again organized my drawing and painting utensils, which I do regularly so as not to lose track. When I found some templates, I had the idea to use them in the kitchen and so to beautify my baked goods. Maybe this, my idea, is not so new, but for me it was, and today I would like to share its simply times with you. If I can inspire you to give this a try, all you need is a few template patterns from a drawing or craft supply, chocolate or chocolate coating, powdered sugar, and a fine sieve, and of course the donuts. Once they're cooled, you're ready to go. Here you can see how I cut the chocolate coating. I find this is always quite a bit of work, mainly because I try to cut them into the smallest and most importantly even pieces possible. This is then much easier afterwards when the chocolate is to be melted. By the way, I did the chocolate melting wrong a few times in the past because I simply didn't know a few important things. For example, I didn't know that the chocolate shouldn't get too hot, because it will curdle and then it just won't be liquid. Dark chocolate is said to be heated to a maximum of 60 degrees Celsius, but in my experience, around 50 degrees is enough. And with lighter varieties and white chocolate, even 40 to 45 degrees remain. One can let the whole become liquid naturally in the water bath. So the chocolate comes into a small pot or a small bowl, which one puts then into the warm water of a larger pot. However, after a while I bought a stainless steel bowl that you can put on top of the edge of the water pot. This simply has several advantages. On the one hand, it's so simply more pleasant to stir. On the other hand, the chocolate is not heated too quickly, because it really becomes liquid through the steam. In addition, this also guarantees that no water gets into the chocolate. And that's absolutely important. In fact, it's so important that you should make sure you stir with a dry spoon too. Even the smallest drop of water causes the chocolate to become crumbly. You see, I always use a wooden stick for stirring. And now you need some patience. It's best to stay close to the pot and stir again and again. This way you can also regulate the heat of the stovetop from time to time. And you can see exactly when all the chocolate chips are completely melted. This can take a while. Now it's time, and one by one I dip my donuts into the liquid, still warm chocolate. Then, before moving on, the chocolate icing has to cool and dry, so it may not be liquid anymore. And now comes the part that always gives me the most joy. You see, it's really quite simple. I put the template on the donut, and then I let it snow. Small amounts of powdered sugar are enough. Don't use too much here. Then it's easier to remove the template without the powdered sugar on the template destroying the pattern again. When lifting off the template, simply make sure that you're very careful and detach it from the donut with a single gentle movement, if possible. That way, the pattern won't smudge. But if this happens, it's not a tragedy. Then you could lightly tap the donut and carefully remove the powdered sugar again with a soft cloth and start over. I use 2 templates here, and I can put them on in different ways. So even with just one template, you can conjure up completely different patterns, depending on how you put it on. Oh really, I love this part of the process, and I get excited every time when one of these patterns emerges on the donuts. Just look! Again and again a new pattern emerges. You can also do this well with children. Younger children in particular often find this act magical. And you could also dip the donuts in white chocolate and dust them with cocoa powder later. Maybe you do both. Then you have in any case still another so-called wow effect more afterwards. By the way, you could also make your own templates and patterns out of a thicker paper or cardboard, for example. You then simply cut out your shapes with a cutter knife. Or you can punch out the shapes with a pattern punch. So you then have your own individual templates. So you could also have names or numbers appear on the pastry. If you use the back of a plastic folder instead of cardboard, you can also wash off your templates later and reuse them. And of course, you can embellish more than just donuts. I sometimes do it with cupcakes too. And a cake also looks fantastic and very special when you decorate it this way, and maybe even give it as a gift. I've already been able to make some people such a great joy. Maybe I have now made you want to be creative yourself? However, the whole thing always has a small disadvantage. I personally always need a little moment until I can really bite into one of these works of art. They're just too beautiful.